Okay, welcome to another episode of the program. Today, we're going to talk about the ACV close, right? It's named for the actual cash value. We also call it the relative value close. What you're going to do is you're going to let the small number help you close the car deal. Now, this is the situation. A lot of times we find ourselves where the customer wants more for their trade and they owe a certain amount of money on the car, right? And so they're trying to get the payoff for it or something close to it. Right? And what happens is sometimes it's hard to close the small number for their car. It's real value, what it appraised for, or maybe a little less than that if you're trying to make sure you've got some good gross on your deal. So how do you let that small number help you close it? Well, you got to change your mindset. Usually the customer says, well, I need more for my trade. And what happens is the salesperson says, oh, well, let me go check with my manager. And then they go to the manager and say, he wants more for his car. And then the manager says, well, if we give him another $500, can we put this deal together? I'll go ask him. And then with a couple of arbitrary numerical exchanges, we end up giving the guy more for his car and we take the gross out of the deal. Here's the thing about that too. If we give him a $500 bump for his car and he wants $2,000, at some point with an arbitrary numerical exchange, your deal doesn't have any gross left in it, if you get it at all, right? Because remember, if I just tell the customer we're going to give you $3,000 for your car, and then the customer says, well, that's not enough, and I say, well, hey, what were you thinking? Who knows where that could end? You know what I mean? Let's let that small number, that $3,000, let's let that number help us close the deal. Here's how you do it, right? So let's say the customer's got an '08 G8 V8, and it's got an actual cash value of $3,015. Right? We present the number to him. He still owes $5,200. He says, man, I need more for my car. That's not enough. Instead of saying, well, let me see what my manager will do and trying to bump the trade value that we're offering the customer, try this. Change their mind about the number. Here's how you do it. Well, hey, Mr. Customer, your new car is $24,525. The vehicle you're driving is worth $3,000. You know, your current monthly payment you're making on this car is $450. The payment you're going to make on your new vehicle is only $528. So we're only going to be talking about $78. And you get not a little bit more car, but you get 8 times the car. We're not looking for 8 times the payment, right? That'd be $3,200 or more. All we're looking for is just a little bit of money that you're not already spending on the car that you've got now, right? So let's stop throwing money towards this one, right? Let's get this one out of the picture. You're paying way too much for that value. It doesn't make any sense to pay $450 a month, Mr. Customer, for $3,000 worth of car. Oh yeah, but you guys could give me more. Well, gosh, even if it was $4,000, it doesn't make any sense to keep paying for that. Even if it was $4,500, why would you make one more payment on that car when you could have this one? 8 times the product for just a few pennies that you're not already spending, right? In other words, hey, you got Motel 6 right now for $450 a month, and I can get you Bellagio for $528. Which one's a better deal? See how the relative value helps you frame that trade value? Now the customer can see that the smaller this number is, the actual cash value, right, the more sense the comparison makes, right? So instead of having to chase your tail around bumping the value offered for their vehicle, which frankly doesn't make any real difference in the deal anyhow, all it does is take your gross away, right? You frame the situation differently, and when you put it this way, hey, $450 for Motel 6, $528 for Bellagio, which one would you rather book? The customer will understand your point. The small number will have gone to work for you, and you'll end up closing a car deal. See if it works for you.